two big changes we're going to go over. One is one we've talked about on this channel before, and I'll quickly go through that. And the other one is a big one coming soon. I'm Callum Moore, eXp Realty real estate broker here in Ontario. Let's dive right into the computer and break these down. Okay, guys, the two big changes coming, TRESA replacing REBBA. We're just going to touch on that for a quick sec. I know that's been rumblings of that for over a year now, as it has already been implemented into the real world real estate. So we'll quickly touch on that, just an update. And a big one for institutions to deliver the real estate education in Ontario, Canada, opposed to just the one. Let's basically break it down. We'll start with TRESA to replace REBBA. We know a Trusted Real Estate Service Act to replace the Real Estate Business and Brokers Act. It has not happened yet. At the time of this video, March of 2025, it has not happened as far as real estate education. Why would this be something that takes this long? Logistics take time, exams, content. Do not stress when this change eventually does happen. This channel will have everything for you. The plan, and I've been planning this for a while, is I have this perfect video. I can't put it out just yet because I don't want to confuse people because it hasn't been implemented yet into the material, but it's basically for students. It's going to be under 15 minutes long, and it's going to show you this changes to this, this changes to this. After watching one 15-minute video or less, I'll try to even condense it better, you will now know everything. So do not stress about this possible changes, right? This channel will have everything for you. I'll quickly mention this. This is the main changes, and we'll talk about this again towards the end. The courses that the change will affect the most, Course 1 and Sims 1, a little bit of C2 and C3, and almost nothing on Course 4 and Sims 2. So 2 of the 4, it doesn't even touch. C2, C3 a little bit, and the main ones will be about 30 to 35%, maybe 40% of C1 and Sims 1 related to the exam. But again, this channel will have everything for you. If you are taking the course right now or planning on taking the course, look to the Exam Master mini courses in the description below, all in one package for you to help get it through fast and efficient. More on that later in the video, but let's just keep going. Okay, 2, that's REBBA to TRESA, and again, don't stress on that. This is the big one though. After now a thorough application process, RICO has approved 4 institutions to deliver the real estate registration education here in Ontario. Algonquin Career College Group, Fleming College Group, and Fleming College and Humber Polytechnic, which is basically Humber College. That's the one who does it right now. I'll quickly bring it up on the board here to show you where basically they are. This doesn't matter too much, and I'm going to talk about this, but basically, as you can see, there is Career College Group. You have Humber, obviously. You have Fleming over in Peterborough, and then Algonquin all the way as far as Ottawa. Those are the 4 colleges that are going to be delivering it, and we'll kind of talk on what that means, right? So basically, possible scenarios and possible positives and negatives. Let's go through this. Now there's 4 instead of 1, right? No monopoly anymore. Okay. Although it's 4 different colleges delivering the real estate education here in Ontario, it won't actually be different exams, right? Standardized exams across all providers. This is the platform that does it. It's either Mesure, depending on how they pronounce it, Learning. It is the only exam provider ensuring that no matter where a student takes their courses, Algonquin, Career College Group, Humber, or Fleming, it's going to be the same exam, right? So this means all 4 providers must align their teaching to prepare students for the same standardized assessments. Okay, so what exactly does that mean? I like to go deep, and that's like all these questions. How does this work? What does this mean? This is what I like to break down for you guys, because this is stuff for some reason, my brain, when it comes to organization, I like to know this stuff. All right, course material and instruction differences. Since there's a single exam provider, all institutions must follow a core curriculum that aligns with RICO's education standard, right? However, each institution might have their different teaching styles, resources, delivery methods, right? So this is just my thoughts on this stuff too. And I did write textbooks, online textbooks, like there's a chance. Okay, so I've talked to thousands of Humber students, right? Some now even work with me at eXp Realty. I know I have met a few people that print off the textbooks. Like, it's crazy. I've seen stacks upon stacks of course 2 material being printed off. It's this crazy meme almost of a picture. I don't think that these different institutions are going to have textbooks. It's just insane, the amount of content, but one could, right? Online versus in person. Okay, there's going to be some in person. I think I still think it's mainly going to just be for the exams in person. Additional networking opportunities, yada yada. I just put some stuff in because basically they're going to differentiate their how they're going to give this material, how they're going to teach these students to pass the exams based on a core curriculum. Everyone is still the same. Everyone will still have an online learning platform. I'm just going to mention that because like even if you choose a college, it's going to be online. And then there's going to be a couple extra stuff. Okay. So how exactly does that work? Okay. So the course material, it's possible that RICO provides official course content, right? So similar to how Humber's current program is the official course manuals, just how Humber's the only one at this moment, right? Each institution would then have some freedom in how they present and supplement this information while ensuring students are prepared for the standardized exams, right? So they just take this content that RICO gives you and they mix it up to make it their own, right? It seems a little pointless to a certain extent, but that's probably how it's going to go. Okay, what are the possible implications of this, right? Key implications, kind of stuff mentioned. All students, regardless of the provider, must pass the same RICO approved exam. So everyone's going to have the same exams. It's not going to be like you choose Algonquin because it's easier exams. It's not going to happen, right? Differences will likely be in teaching quality, like mentioned, student experience, learning support. Some providers may offer better learning environments, mentorship, flexibility, making them more attractive. So what are the negatives and positives to this, right? Negatives. All right. I can see spreading out the education over four different providers, simulation sessions not filling up that fast. Okay. So if you don't know what a simulation session is, it's you, two facilitators, and 20 other students, 5 days a week. And there's two of these. There's Sims 1 and Sims 2. The other one's 4 days a week. But that is all done online at the moment. They're offering the possibility to do this in person, and no one isn't even doing it in person when it comes to these, even when it's all grouped together. Everyone's all in one place right now and nobody's doing it in person. So I doubt people will be doing it in person when it's diluted into four different colleges now, right? And if that doesn't fill up fast, that would be annoying to me. So that means I think that there'll be less students per class and maybe one facilitator, something like that, because people will still want to go. Like there was a while when COVID hit a long time ago, it was taking forever to get this stuff organized, and we had to wait a little bit. Nobody wants to wait. I was fortunate that I was allowed to do course 4 before Sims 1, so it didn't actually slow me down at all. But there's other people waiting forever. Okay, so if you choose Fleming, for example, college because it's closer to you, or I want to quickly show you one thing too. Let's just so you know. Basically, let's say you come over here and you go to simulation session day 1, and this again is going to be the same. They're going to have a platform. It's not going to be Humber's website. There's going to be 3 other websites like this, and that's something I talk about is coming soon. Then you go register and you go start looking for your available week or weekend sessions, right? And when this happens, you hope to have a few different options, right? So this is April. I know I said March, but basically April 25, 2025 right now. At the time this video comes up, be April. And then just basically you can see 7th, 7th, 8th. There's a few options to choose from, right? If these options aren't as available and it's like you get one a month or something, it might slow some students down. So that's something to be aware of, right? I will quick note. So if you choose Fleming, for example, because it's closer to you, you will still get through the program or find yourself waiting. Okay. Quick note. You will still 100% be able to do the entire program online. They wouldn't be crazy enough to change that. However, a lot of students are opting into doing their exam in person, right? So they study the Humber material in this case online. They get good. They use, let's say, the Exam Master mini course to help them get really good. And then now they are taking the exam in person. And again, this is not everyone, but they want to avoid the proctor track. So proctor track is an online setup system that if you don't have a proper room and maybe you're not tech savvy, or maybe even proctor makes a bunch of mistakes, that does happen. This can be very stressful. Some people just love the idea, okay, if I have to drive an hour, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to go in a room, it's going to start on time, yada, yada. Personally, I did all my exams. I've done 8 exams now as a broker. I've only ever had one problem, and it was my fault. I had bad internet. What it is a setup process. You have to anticipate a 30-minute setup process every time, but I had a really good room. Sometimes you don't have a good room. You got 3 kids, you have 1 kid, if you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, there's no good room, right? So that's kind of thing. But basically, even if you choose a college that's close to you, right? Let's say you're looking on there and you're like, Algonquin's just down the street from me, amazing. Humber, for instance, it isn't like you have to go to Humber College to take their exams. So we'll see how that they have all over the place where you can go to these places. Maybe not as many as everyone would like, but they had options for you to go take it in person. So don't choose which college yet, based on just because it's close to you. That's for sure. All right, let's get into some positives, right? Competitive pricing. Will some colleges offer course one, for instance, for 600 and another offered for 550, right? Will they compete on pricing? It depends, right? So it depends on two factors: on how RICO structures the system. If RICO mandates standardized pricing, RICO may set fixed prices for courses and exams across all providers to maintain consistency. If this happens, there will be no price competition and all providers will charge the same amount. Two, if pricing is left to the institutions, providers might compete over lower prices for courses and exams to attract more students. This could lead to cheaper options compared to Humber's current pricings. However, institutions offering lower prices may cut costs elsewhere: fewer resources, poor education, worse platforms to study from, stuff like that. Potential outcomes: prices drop due to competition and students get better learning options. Worst case scenario, prices stay the same, but the quality of education varies across all providers. Example, that simulation session thing, making some institutions better than others, bad software to learn from. Like mentioned, Sims sessions not filling it fast enough. Okay. I'll mention one thing as well, and we'll get into what I think, right? So stick around for a second. We'll get into what I think of what's going to happen with all of this. But basically, the transition, everyone stresses almost about this transition, and rightfully so. It's more stressful for the provider of the program, believe it or not, not you. Don't stress over this because, like mentioned, I'm going to have everything for you. You're going to learn everything in these changes in 12 to 15 minutes. And then you rewatch it again if you need to. Just get good. Transition for existing learners. Transition plans are in place for existing learners in the real estate education program currently offered Humber, right, which is the REBBA, which will cease accepting learners soon. They're thinking that this is all going to be implemented. I'll see it when I believe it type thing. Believe it when I see it. By summer of this year, 2025, right? So they'll cease taking people, but then allow them to finish until September. So if you think to yourself, should I wait or something like that, right? So do not wait, right? Because like mentioned, it's only going to affect a little portion of the exams and courses, right? C4 and SIPS 2 are the last two. So if you start now and you get to C4 and then a switch happens or something, you won't even nothing will change, right? So don't even worry about any of this stuff. Don't let it slow you down. Don't know anyone. I was told that TRESA changes were coming 2024 Q2. So, and they clearly did not. So you just can't wait on anyone. Get going. Get going if you plan on doing this. There's nothing wrong with getting going. You will learn, you will adapt. Real estate is always changing. Never let something like this slow you down. Okay, what do I think, right? I have to assume that there will be competitive pricing just based on realtors. Guess what? We compete, don't we? We are independent contractors working for our brokerage. It is illegal for the brokerage, if we're not hired as an employee, which 99% of people are not hired as an employee, to tell us what to charge. We are in complete control of our own pricing. Something tells me they're probably going to let these colleges also make their own pricing. I'm not positive, but I have to assume. I fear Sims 1, like mentioned, not filling up fast. I like to move very fast, and possible slowdown setup times at their colleges. I really do visualize everyone but Humber possibly having poor, buggy online platforms, and just I hope that they had been given about a year and a half to get this organized by now, and everyone jumped on it. They just told us which four providers, but hopefully they chose those four providers 4 years ago. But basically, Humber's got the head start, that's for sure. And I wonder if everyone will be struggling to catch up with this, because it is a big logistic stuff to do. Okay, guys, like mentioned, if you are looking to pass these exams, if you're in it, you're about to take it, and you're looking to pass more fast and efficient, look to the Exam Master mini courses in the description below. It's mini notes, mini quizzes, my exact fundamentals I use to pass all exams first try and in 4.5 months, as well as I break down on video 4 types of questions you may see in exams. Those links in the description below are also value links for the YouTube family for the time being. It's always going to be updated. I'm literally adding questions all the time. I talk to so many students. I like for it to be the best possible example of what you're going to see, but also learn so you can apply your knowledge on any question. Okay, guys, we'll see you right out of the computer. I really hope that helped, guys. And if you are getting your real estate license or planning on getting your real estate license, use this channel as an amazing resource for yourself. I have a fantastic playlist I'll put right here. Refer to that as you go through the program. And you can also DM, email, comment on this video. I get back to everyone. I'm Callum Moore, eXp Realty real estate broker here in Ontario. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.